Back live Thursday for Rewatchers Council, the classic Buffy the Vampire Slayer edition. Snark here. And pleased as punch to be joined to talk some Buffy, the fellow council member Brennen. Brennen, how you doing, pal?
Doing good, doing good.
Oh, what a huge bragger. Okay, so we're talking about season 2, episode 17, Forever. This is the one following the body. Of course, it doesn't directly follow the body. The original air date on this one is April 17th, 2001. The body aired February 27th. So there's a 5-6 week layoff here between episodes of something so heavy as the body. Now, I looked up to see, okay, there must have been something going on. Some sort of sports, even though this was on the WB. It's not like they broadcasted live sports or anything like that. No, turns out it's due to maybe a couple of things. One being the production pacing, because there's going to be some stuff coming up that's going to require some, for the show at least, some heavy duty special effects. And then, of course, this is going to start in April. By the time the season ends, it's going to be May, and they're thinking May sweeps. And cash in on Buffy if you're the WB, you know, while you can. So there you go. A little spoiler for what's going to happen in a few weeks from now. So this one, written and directed by Marty Noxon, Brennen.
Oh, nice.
She last directed Into the Woods. Her last directed episode, Into the Woods. So, quick trivia here. I know you're a trivia guy, trivia champion. How many episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer did Marty Noxon write and direct?
Not very many.
Yeah, there's two. The two we mentioned. There's this one, and then Into the Woods. That was it. Surprising. I think. Well, Into the Woods, of course, the one where Riley leaves and stuff like that. So, an important episode. Surprised they left it with this one, though. I almost figured that she'd always get another one, especially because she's the showrunner after all this. So, number one movie in your United States of America, Brennan. I guess Canada. I think it's a North American box office. Spy Kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's because there was a little bit of a break here. It's the last week it's spent on top.
I remember seeing that in the theater.
Oh, do you? I remember seeing parts of it, not at the theater, but I was by this time I think I was past the Spy Kids thing.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen it.
Yes. Yeah. But somehow they made a whole bunch of them. Everybody's only seen Spy Kids the one time.
Well, there's a few that we don't talk about.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I get it. Now, the number one song in America, All For You by Janet Jackson.
Absolutely, oh my gosh.
Absolutely love the song. But we miss out on a couple of 2001 classics. I guess you can call them classics. First one, of course, this guy who sang the song recently passed away too, which is weird. But it's Butterfly by Crazy Town.
Oh my word.
Did you ever see Orange County?
No, I never did.
That's the Jack Black and Colin Hanks movie. It's produced by MTV. I think it was the first one that MTV produced, and I think it was written and directed by the guy who's doing the White Lotus show.
Oh.
So, but anyways, it's a comedy. I like it. It's one of the first DVDs I ever got. So that brings me back just to think about Orange County. But most of this movie, it's like parts of music videos just for Butterfly. Like there's this whole big dancing scene in a high school. I don't know if it's like a courtyard or something like that, but just the people's dancing to Butterfly by Crazy Town. There. The other song that we missed, which I liked much, much better, was by Mr. Lover Lover. Angel by Shaggy. That's the song that we missed out on. Yeah, so good. Over in the UK, we're going to get a number one song by a former Spice Girl. What Took You So Long by Emma Bunton. Baby Spice had a number one solo song, which is incredible to me.
Yeah. A
Maybe
lot of
not so.
people. Yeah.
Maybe not so incredible that it was only in England that it was a hit. You know what I mean?
I
Uh,
remember those days well.
oh boy. Well, now you say we remember them well, but no one ever says we remember them fondly. I can tell you that. I can tell you what, in a month or so, I will not remember anything very fondly. But
Yes.
uh, number one song in Canada, "Walk On" by U2. And
Oh, nice.
I can't remember if this is the one that the video has like a guy kicking a field goal and missing or something like that. I have trouble. You two got very, very, very poppy,
Yes.
and I got disinterested in them at all. So yeah, it's hard for me to place the U2 songs. Now, the DVD summary says, unable to accept her mother's death, Dawn enlists Spike's help in gathering the ingredients needed to cast a spell to bring her mother back from the dead. Basically, brain dead.
Yeah, basically.
Now, something I wanted to say before, even before I got into all the other stuff, well, I'll just say it now. This episode deals with grief. Today is the 5-year anniversary of my brother's death. I just want people to know that it's not a cowardly thing to go to the doctors when you feel that something's wrong.
Yes.
Get yourself checked out, especially you guys, especially when you start reaching a certain age. I know I have to go get checked out now at least every 5 years for the rest of my life. And I'm happy to do it because I think of my nephews. I think of, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing that happened, and it never makes you never feel better about it. Never feel better. You just go on. That's all.
Yeah, true.
Get yourself checked out, season. Now, on to the show, and I just want to say, Joyce has the wherewithal to make sure that there's going to be no wake. She has zero interest in it. She doesn't like potlucks. To begin with, I don't know why people would be thinking it's a potluck at a wake or anything like that. But if you're going to have that conversation with Buffy, because you then automatically in your head know there's a chance that you might have to go deeper with this. Why wouldn't she have made sure that that things like the coffin, all these other things were taken care of? The arrangements should have been taken care of so that your 20-year-old daughter and your 13-year-old daughter don't have to worry about it. There's could be something very wrong. I just think that was an irresponsible thing for Joyce to let have happen. Just want to say,
Yeah, true. True.
yeah, you know. Also, Buffy leaning on Giles more than including her sister in all of this isn't a good look for Buffy.
No, but I think we can understand where she's coming from.
Sure. And also, Dawn is only technically a few months old, but to her, she's obviously 13 and not a toddler. And what did Buffy's dad do? Like, I understand the guy who created the show did not get along at all, I guess, with the actor who played Buffy's dad.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
but he made Buffy's dad into a real son of a bitch throughout
Yeah,
the series.
yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, to not even, you never hear from him and stuff like that. He just ghosting them. I don't understand this at all.
Yeah,
Like there's that whole thing or whatever where they're having the bad dreams, and he doesn't pick up Buffy for the ice skating thing and the ice capades and stuff like that. That was all part of a dream. Like you see him at the end. Like, I don't understand this part at all. So, anyways, too bad. Too bad they had to do that
yeah,
to
you know how people are.
sure. Poor Mr. Summers getting dragged here. Anyways, we see Spike. He's going to come by. He wants to do all this anonymous. He has a bundle of flowers, and yes, I get it. He and Joyce had a friendly relationship. I'm gonna yeah, it's one of the nicer relationships on the show, despite that whole
It's true. They did.
despite, despite the one part or whatever when Angel wasn't allowed in, and you see Spike going "Ah," at her and stuff like I'm gonna bite Joyce and stuff like. There's nothing you can do
Oh boy.
until Buffy comes in and invites Angel, and he beats up Spike. But I always liked their little conversations and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like in the
yeah,
last,
they did have a good relationship.
I think the last time you see them together, I believe, was when Buffy dropped them off at his crypt, and he and Joyce watched Passions together. We talked about
Yes, they both
Passions.
like soap operas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you do feel bad for him and stuff like that when Xander jumps on him about all this, and it's all about Buffy and stuff, and he's like, "I like the lady." And then he leaves, and Willow's like, "Oh, the flowers didn't have a card, Xander. You know what makes things easier if you really wanted to make it anonymous, and you're a vampire who's used to lurking around the Summers house? Just wait till they're gone. Why walk up? You're a vampire. You would be able to, I would imagine, smell or sense that those people are there. Just wait a minute. I'm gonna make things for him way easier, but it would have made it trickier for the story now, wouldn't it? So, now, for as obviously broken up as everybody was at the news, when everybody shows up at the morgue, to console each other, for God's sakes, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
still in my head ridiculous. Everybody was very stoic at the funeral. Everybody, they were just, they had already accepted everything was fine. Everyone except for Donnie, of course, but they
Yeah.
did.
Well, it's interesting because the funerals and memorials we do at my church
Yeah,
are not nearly so somber as this.
yeah,
This one's very joyless, and I said to people, when I'm dead, I don't want a sad funeral.
yeah,
In fact, that's the last thing I want.
exactly. You wanted to have a bit more of a party, but she didn't
Yeah,
even want to wake or
some
anything like
laughs and
that.
some
So,
fun, and
yeah, you know what I want? I want a New Orleans style street party.
ooh,
That'd be great.
yes, I like that idea.
Also, because there's a parade in my honor.
No,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah.
And also, there could be a James Bond movie in it. I'm just thinking about Live and Let Die. To tell you the
No,
truth,
okay, that's true. That's true.
right off the top of my head. So, yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
very somber.
this funeral is very sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but they're all just kind of going through it. Just imagining how sad they were before the actual. Like I know, like of course, sad when I heard about my brother, and then when finally we had the funeral, because all this happened during COVID and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
oh
taking
yeah,
off for
oh
everything
yeah.
to go on. So by the time I had it, I was incredibly sad. Like I didn't think I'd be as sad as I was at the funeral, but
Well, yeah. I mean, the world was kind of not great then.
yeah, it's just a weird thing. I figured that everyone's so stoic, so hard faced, including Buffy
Yeah,
at
and
this
I'm
time.
like, I don't want that at my when I finally go.
Yeah. One thing I can appreciate though is like Donnie's like, I want to go to Willow's. They're like Will and Tara. She's like, yeah, you guys go with us. She's like, yeah. All right. So they goes. So she just stands there and waiting, and she waits that entire time until nightfall because she knew that Angel was going to show up,
Yeah, true.
which is a nice moment, a nice thing for them to have. I am going to counter with this. He would have found her at her own house, though. She didn't have to wait here there the entire time,
That's true. That's
you
true.
know. But then they wouldn't have that moment by the tree, and we'll get into that in a minute. Now, Donnie over at Willow and Tara, I guess it's their own dorm room now. It's them together,
Yep.
even though you don't never see Miss Kitty Fantastico anymore. Now, Donnie is going to throw Willow's "It's going to get better, I promise" line in her face. I don't know why Tara doesn't like go out to her. It's like, listen, I know, I know from experience. I know how hard it
Yeah.
is.
Tara
I
knows it. Yeah.
I know it's gonna get better. It's like she would have been at a similar age when her mother passed away. I would imagine
Isn't it Tara's family that's like terrible?
they are. Well, they wanted to kidnap her and have
Yeah.
her live in the house as their slave or whatever, just saying they're witches or whatever. It's
Yeah,
only to protect her.
they're
And
horrible.
yeah, Amy Adams, maybe the worst. To
Yes, a
tell you
very
the truth.
young Amy Adams playing her horrible cousin.
Yes. Who calls people cousin whatever? Is that just an American thing
I
where
don't
they'll
know.
call
I
each
don't
other
call
like
my cousins cousin.
cousin? Yeah, I call them just by their regular name. I have a whole bunch
I
of
call them
cousins.
by their name, not just cousin.
Yes, I have what is it, 7 or 8 aunts and uncles. I don't know how many cousins. There's so many. I've never once called one of them like cousin Anson. You know,
Yeah, I don't call my
cousin
cousin
Kelly.
Brad, cousin. Yeah.
I think it's a weird thing to do. Anyways, Tara's going to remind them that they're witches. They know about these things. They should know how impressionable and stubborn Dawn is by this point, but she doesn't. So Donnie's going to tell them that she wants Joyce back. They
Hmm.
needed to be stronger. No one ever like I don't know if in their memories or if they got the monks that implanted all these memories somehow magically into everyone in Buffy's orbit just happened to forget that at some point people said no to Dawn. And at some
Hmm.
point she would listen. She does not ever listen when someone says no to her. Incredibly stubborn. And I think it's a poor
Well,
thing
she's
they
a
did.
teenager.
Yes, but sometimes, someone has to say no. Just no and mean
It's
it.
true. It's true.
But yeah, what it's a and people attack Dawn as and attacked Michelle Trachtenberg and stuff for just playing Dawn. It's like she's just reading the words that somebody wrote. I think they did her a disservice. They only made her that stubborn teenage girl, and they didn't give her too many levels. At least not in the beginning. You know what
True.
I mean? I don't know if they knew what they had. So yeah, it's too bad. Anyways, needed to put her foot down. They kind of didn't, but Willow is always curious about magic. So when there's that idea, oh, you know, witches have tried to do this stuff before, but it always goes wrong. You could see that glimmer in Willow's eyes. Like
Yes, and we know where that goes eventually.
eventually, it's always going to be eventually. Uh, a quick foray over to the Harris abode, and I think maybe an uncomfortable scene here with some grief. What's the word? Smooshing. Is that the word
Yeah,
that Anya
yeah.
uses? Saying, I don't want to bring life into the world right now, but I know that I can. You know, we
It's a
could do
very,
that.
very strange scene.
Yeah, that's something you do not bring that up then. Like, that is the night of the funeral. Like, guys, take a rest for a night. Just a night. Take a
Well,
rest.
people are people.
I guess you're right. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the dorm room. Tara was at least being a little tougher with Dawn, mentioning that the spells that the witches tried to do all backfired, and then it turns out Wiccans took an oath. Brennan, uh, they must honor the fabric of life. They're not going to be pulling anyone back from the dead. Uh, this causes Donnie to give her friends the cold shoulder. She is
Oh,
not going to talk to them because they won't help make their mother a zombie.
yeah, that would be a bad idea.
I say it's a bad look for Dawn. I say that's a bad look for Dawn.
Hmm.
Anybody getting zombified is probably not ideal. Stay tuned for next season, guys. So Angel and Buffy are going to have a very cozy conversation with each other uh, on like leaned up against a tree, and she's in his arms and stuff like that. It's like these guys learn nothing. Like Angel should have it in his head still about what happened last time. How he had to give it all up. Maybe not Buffy so much. but she was angry at him even when she left LA the last time. But he knew what he did and stuff like that. So he should have it. He should have known better than all of this. But uh, they're going to have a conversation about what comes next in the absence of Buffy's mom. This is something Buffy, of course, you're going to be there for your mom and stuff like that when she's going through this stuff. But this is something that should have been going on while Joyce was sick. And of course, I guess it happens very
Like,
fast. This happens very fast throughout all of this, within a few months of each other. So maybe and she was going to school, and maybe I'm being a little too hard on Buffy. I've had, turns out, 25 years to dissect these episodes. She had moments, and so
that's true.
always a little bit worse. Anyways, she's hung up on the word probably because the EMT said it probably wouldn't have helped if you arrived any sooner and stuff like that. He assures her, of course, they're right. It probably wouldn't have helped. Buffy says she wants him to stay forever.
Okay.
Hey, hey, hey. Then they start making out. And this is, you guys, what are you doing? But also, you could say this is a pretty good week for Angel, considering
Well,
you
we'll
know,
see what happens when I watch the episode.
considering all the stuff that just happened with Darla, and
Well, true.
now with Buffy, he's had like for a guy who's not supposed to do anything like this, I'd say he's had a tremendous week. So good for
Yes,
you,
that's
Angel.
true.
But at least,
Oh yeah, I guess now that you mention it, that is kind of strange.
yeah, cooler heads are going to prevail throughout this and stuff like that. So thank goodness we're not gonna get into curse breaking territories here with Angel by the end of this episode. So we're gonna catch up with Ben here real quick. Of course, Jinx just hanging out, wanting to get some info from him. Gotta love that Jinx. Says the key. He kind of lets it slip that the key is an innocent. Jinx is like, oh, innocent, eh? Oh, well, that's go. Don't worry about it. Get out of here. And then he's like, Ben figures out, he's like, ugh, I can't let you tell Glory. So he's going to stab him in the stomach, Brennan.
Yeah.
You'd figure, though, as a medical professional, as he is, he probably needed a couple more jabs in him, but we'll talk about that in a second. We're going to see Will and Tara. They're going to go to breakfast. Willow, as curious as she is about magic and stuff like that, and doesn't like seeing people hurt, she's going to make sure that a certain book is noticeable in her bookshelf. It's going to pull it out through using magic. This is just called the history of magic. Can't be that dangerous or anything like that. Of course, to someone like Donnie, it's like handing matches to an arsonist. You know what I mean? Just inviting Donna into a world of trouble by doing this. She's going to go to the magic box. I'm always going to enjoy Anya's reactions to anybody who infringes on any part of her job. Anything that could possibly take money away from her, she is going to. She is not going to like it. She doesn't care if it's a sad 13-year-old girl. She's gonna get her feathers ruffled by all this. But also, Giles, when the first question someone like Don asked her, knowing that she had just come into his place after hours and stolen a notebook and figured out that she was the key and all this other stuff, if she asks, oh, maybe I should know where the off limit stuff is just in case I don't go near there and stuff like that. He's like, oh, it's already put away and stuff like that.
The forbidden section.
Do not tell the precocious girl where all the dangerous spell stuff is. He should have known better than that. Anyways, he should know that she isn't asking for safety's sake. For goodness gracious sakes. And then Spike, of course, you're gonna see him, and in order to respect, his dead friend, decides to help her teenage daughter resurrect her.
Yeah.
He's gonna help her, his little niblet, resurrect, zombify her own mother. I I'm flabbergasted still. I'll always be how people ship Buffy and Spike. I will never understand.
It doesn't work by modern standards for sure.
Well, especially when you know what happens later on. But yes, uh, bonkers, you guys. I guess it's the same thing that, there's all these women that write love letters to, guys on death row, for God's
True.
sake. Also, maybe the most poignant scene, not only uh, in this episode, but I'm going to say one of the most poignant scenes in the entire history of the show happens next, and it's very brief.
Yes.
It's just Giles having a scotch, listening to Tales of Brave Ulysses on his record player again. Of course, this is the song that he and Joyce listened to. Well, I don't know if it's before all the shenanigans or after maybe a shenanigan that happened in Band Candy. But this is what they're listening to when he's thinking about he has to get a band back together
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that they included this scene. One of my favorite, like I said, in the entire series. That's a great job by Marty Noxon on that one. So, Spike's reason for helping the Niblet says he doesn't like seeing Summer's women taking it so hard on the chin. It's a nice thing to say. But, it's ridiculous considering what they want to do. I don't like to see Summer's women take it so hard. So, what I'm going to do is help resurrect your mother, for God's sakes. Anyways, somehow Jinx has now made it back to Glory's. Every time you see Glory, I'm happy. Uh, Jinx sees bleeding. She tells him to mind the carpets because blood is so hard to get out. I love it.
Yeah.
That is perfect Glory right there. Now she doesn't take the news of Ben doing all this stabbing all that well, but she does enjoy the news that Jinx manages to spit out before he passes out. That the key is a human being, an innocent human being,
Uh-huh.
and it isn't like a garbage truck or something like that or a pilot. Which is yes, you could see that's like, well, we got to fix up Jinx because she wants to hear the story again and again.
Because that's just the way she is.
Yes, she's very excited. And yes, every time that Glory gets excited, we should all get excited because she's so great. Now, Spike is going to bring uh, Donnie over to see Doc. Doc, played by
Legendary.
yeah,
Joe Gray.
Joel Gray. Maybe the only person legally allowed to put baby in the corner, Brennan.
Yes, and also Academy Award winner.
Yes,
Joe Gray.
Cabaret. Yes, fantastic. A big coup that they got him, I think, and it's a great scene. And he's
Gives a really good
yeah,
performance.
he's wonderful in this, and he's the latest in a
Oh,
long
you made
line.
a joke.
Yeah,
He's wonderful.
oh, he's the latest.
If our listeners get that joke, good job.
He's the latest to warn her not to mess with the whole resurrecting business. He does offer her a tonic to take away the grief real quick. Maybe a better option.
Yeah, might have been a better idea.
Probably a lot more fun as well. But turns out, again, I don't know how many. I think this is the 10th time I've mentioned it in just this episode recap. Donnie's stubborn, and she wants her mom back, whether it be, the loving, caring Joyce Summers, or the zombies in this world don't eat brains, but
Hopefully not.
well, it's said right at the beginning, like that first zombie thing. Giles says, they don't eat brains, but they're not great. Let's say this. We can honestly say zombies aren't the best. Now, she's gonna get weirded out when she starts looking around because he has a little tail going on and stuff like that. And again, it's just something that they didn't need to show, but was awesome. And then he's gonna grab a humongous book like this,
Ah, yes, yes.
like bigger than Atlas's style magic book. And it starts when he gets this, he's going to explain. She's got a bunch of the ingredients, the book she took from the magic box said, but doesn't understand what the spell is going on. Turns out they misread a little bit. They need to go steal the egg of Agora demon.
Ooh.
Agora demon. Luckily for all of them, it's a local demon. There's one that isn't actually too far away.
Well, very convenient.
Yeah, but it's dangerous. And, a little Hydra esque. It's got a bunch of heads, this
Yes.
thing. But of course, they don't know about this yet. Also, when they get all the ingredients, they got to gather inside a sacred circle. It's the first time we've heard that word in a while, or that term. But it's, a popular one on the show. And they have to have a photo of her mom. And if there's one thing that Summer's house had, was pictures of everyone everywhere, and they have a
Lots
little.
of pictures.
They
Lots of
have. They make sure that people remember that because early in the episode they show like a panoramic thing of just pictures everywhere on the wall. I don't know if I have any pictures of anybody here at the house, which is crazy. I have them in photo books. But anyways, then you're gonna have to say an incantation 3 times. Classic Buffy stuff. She's gonna eventually show up. It's not gonna happen right away, and this is important. It's gonna take her a little bit of time to get there. Also, if anything goes wrong, it's pretty simple to wipe the slate clean with this one. You just have to destroy this photograph. And considering how many photos they have, Brennan, it's not so hard. There's probably doubles. You know
they've
what I
done
mean?
a lot. Yes.
Yeah, it's a fairly new looking picture of Joyce. So, she's again told, that things can go wrong with this. But the person that comes back is going to be more or less their mom.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. So we're going to get that terrific shot here at the end. Here, he's going to shake Donnie's hand. He's going to tell her to keep in touch, and then his eyes are going to go pitch black.
Mm.
It's also something you have to remember moving forward in the show. About one season's time from now. Just saying. So they're going to get to where Doc says that demon is, which is again just basically down the street in the back alley. I'm surprised more people haven't noticed it because it is something that is very obvious to see in that alley. For God's sakes, Spike's going to become the latest to just allow a 13-year-old girl to do whatever he wants. To say, for your safety, for goodness sakes, stay here. I'll go get the egg. I have to go get it to my mom. And then she goes in. And he's going to pass it off on the. Well, it's just like Buffy. It's like, I think Buffy had told her at that age, don't do this. She isn't going to do it. But anyways, so the whole plan, Spike is going to distract the demon with this axe that he has, while Donnie goes and steals the egg. Great. So they go down. He does exactly that. He's going to distract the demon. Donnie's going to steal the eggs, but she's a bit of a klutz and breaks the egg. Absolutely will not go. She has to have that egg. She has to bring her dead mother's corpse back to life, Brennan. Spike had left that axe inside that demon's neck. So he's like, oh. So he has to go do it. He has to go fight a demon bare-fisted for a while, just so she can go get another egg. Now we're then gonna see. They're gonna be successful. Like spoiler, like Spike doesn't die here. Neither does Don. We're gonna see Donnie gonna start doing this spell. A 13-year-old girl doing a spell of this magnitude by herself. Of course, maybe she's made of magic, so that can also help out that she doesn't just you've seen what happens to Willow when she tried other spells, getting the nosebleeds and stuff like that. Nothing like resurrecting a human being. So, Willow now, you see her journaling over at Tara's place at the dorm, or I guess their own place. She's worried just how fast life is going. She wants to start remembering everything. This is where Tara's, that book of the history of witchcraft. What's up with that? It's not there. And Willow is now stammering. This is one of the. I think this is the first time Willow starts lying to Tara about magic. And she's like, it could, maybe she can't have it. Maybe, she's just trying to deflect everything away from Dawn. She says, oh, that's just a history book. But Tara knows that it refers to specific resurrection spells. This is when, well, it just absolutely starts falling apart, trying to cover for Dawn. The decision's made. Gotta call Buffy. Good timing on the phone call because it's just as Buffy's walking into her own house. And so she's, guess you see her get the call, and then she just heads upstairs. Dawn is just finishing the incantation when she does. All she tells Buffy is that she's coming home and runs downstairs. She's going to be, again, looks like petulant this time. She has to remember that Buffy says that people come back wrong from this. Again, this is another thing everyone has to remember. People come back wrong from resurrection spells.
Yes.
And then she asks who helped her, and she tells her how she wants to know how to stop it. She's grabbing her. She's getting quite forceful about it. Donnie's not telling. She's not giving up her co-conspirators, I guess you could say. Uh, then we see what could be Joyce walking in a field, which isn't great. Don's going to tell Buffy that she's alone. She, look like she has friends at school and stuff like that. But Buffy's going to say she has her, and Don's going to throw that in her faces. Like she 100% disagrees. I think rightfully so. I think Buffy for a lot of this had ghosted Dawn in favor of looking for solace and leaning on a whole bunch of other people other than her own sister.
Mm-hmm.
Buffy then says that she says that, or Dawn says that Buffy won't even look at her and that she doesn't want her around, accusing Buffy of not even caring that their mom's dead. Buffy slapping Dawn isn't a good look for
Nope.
this. You understand that Buffy is a violent person. You understand that she could be hurt by something like that, but still not a good look, especially knowing how strong she is. To slap her little sister like that is ridiculous. She tells Dawn that she's too busy cleaning up their mom's mess. So even kind of throws it in her mom's face. All of this, which is craziness. Buffy's going to start apologizing, explaining that she needs to be busy because as soon as she stops doing stuff, as soon as she stops worrying about everything, it's all going to become too real. She knows her mother's gone when it all stops. She confesses she has no idea what she's doing. She wants to know who's going to take care of them if it's not for her. She doesn't know what they're going to do. She's breaking down. She's finally letting all this emotion out. Joyce shaped shadow is going to pass by the closed drapes while this is going on. There's a knock at the door, and all of a sudden it's Buffy being excited. The roles switch real fast here. Dawn is going to rip the picture up by the time that Buffy gets to the door, though. So she's going to open it. There's going to be no one there. They're going to hold each other and cry. And that's how, what a lighthearted episode it was. That's how it
Oh
ends.
my word.
But this one it's a hard episode. Sure.
Yeah.
You want to feel a little better, Brennan?
Yes.
I'm going to describe the next episode intervention in one word: Buffy bot.
Oh
That's
no.
next time on Rewatchers Council. Brennan, thank you so much. It's been
You're
a
welcome.
while since we just talked some Buffy here. I'm excited about talking Angel with you tomorrow on the Rewatchers Council. We got Disharmony. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh,
What?
yes.
Why don't you tell people what you're up to while I have you here on the show, buddy?
Well, you can find me on Blue Sky at Social.
Oh boy.
You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Page Turners. They were not.
Adamant, thank you again so much. Now, we mentioned that Rewatchers Council is back tomorrow. Once again, 5 Central Time.
I'll be here
Talk.
again.
Yes, we're going to talk. What is a really good episode of Angel. Can't wait to do that. Anytime there's going to be just the name Harmony, I'm going to enjoy the episode.
Nice.
I think that's a given. Now, I'll be back on their sister channel, Good Friends Better Rivals, on Tuesday to talk about the English Premier League with Adelia starting 11 live Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Guys, thank you all for watching. And look at, may I say, in the words of, say, Doc, he made such a lasting, lasting impression on us in this short scene. Hope everyone likes and subscribes, and we'll see you again next time.